Welcome back, Grade 7 students, to our new lesson, Music Quarter 1, Module 5, Secular Music, Passion for Harana and Balitaw. The fifth module in Music 7 Quarter 1 will guide you to understand the secular music from lowlands of Luzon, the Harana, and Balitaw. Before accomplishing the activities, you need to review and enhance your knowledge about the elements of music. These elements will be used during listening activities and other activities which involve music analysis. First, you need to understand the difference between religious music and secular music. Second, you have to uncover the similarities and differences of Harana and Balitao by analyzing the musical elements used. Third, you have to discover how Filipino musicians modified the Western music style and elements in composing Filipino versions of secular music such as Harana and Balitaw. Please accomplish all the activities, especially the listening activities, to fully understand the lesson. For learning objectives in this module, learners will be able to differentiate the characteristic of Harana and Balitaw, distinguish the appropriate musical instruments and ensemble to be used in accompanying Harana and Balitaw, create simple rhythmic and harmonic accompaniments to selected Harana and Balitaw music, and evaluate the music and music performances of Harana and Balitaw by using the musical elements or style and its relation to its geographical background. From the previous module, you discover how religious Filipinos are. This virtue is manifested not only in our words and deeds, but in the different songs and rituals that were artistically crafted for religious gatherings and celebrations. We, Filipinos, are naturally born passionate in how we express our emotions to our loved ones and towards our religious beliefs. These expressions are somehow embedded in the musical elements found in both vocal and instrumental music of religious gatherings and celebrations. The way we express our emotions by performing the melodies, tempos, dynamics, meter, and forms of a certain religious music mirrors our cultural identity in the said field. With the influence of Spanish colonization, music for religious gatherings and celebrations were created and formed the sacred music of Lowlands Luzon. However, there are songs which are played or performed outside the church practice or a religious celebrations. Now, you will discover the wonders of having artistically crafted music from lowlands of Luzon, which dwell not only in sacred music but also in non-religious music, the secular music. Before you share something about your favorite love song, let us first know the secular music from lowland of Luzon, which molded one of the cultural traditions of our country and served as a cultural icon, the Harana and the Balitaw. In the previous module, you have experienced how to analyze and perform sacred music based on the appropriate elements of music which determine its unique characteristic. Today, you are going to use the same knowledge and skills in analyzing the musical elements of secular music in order to know how to perform its artistic value that would strengthen its cultural identity. These elements would describe how passionate we, Filipinos, are in terms of expressing our emotions and intimate relationship with someone. Musical elements are important in analyzing and evaluating music of lowland of Luzon, especially when attributing these elements on the geographical and cultural background of the music. Geographical and cultural factors may affect the creation of melodic progression, melodic intervals, and even the scales used that show the unique characteristic, mood, and theme of the music. People living in the mountainous terrain, for example, may be affected by their way of singing the melodies by incorporating higher pitches than lower ones. Folk songs of Ilocanos may have conjunct or one-step interval melodic intervals or pitches which are one step closer to each other because it is somehow attributed to their way of thinking about conservation and preservation of life. It also manifests on how they execute their local folk dance with closed palm hand movements. For activity number 1, before we proceed to our main topic, let us see how much you have learned from the previous lesson about sacred music. Using the fishbone diagram, construct your ideas or concepts about sacred music from the lowland of Luzon by distinguishing the characteristic of given sacred music using the musical element. Write your answer in your notebook or in the activity sheet. Now, try to reflect and answer the following questions. Number 1. What are the 3 important things that you have learned about sacred music and its musical elements? Number 2. As far as sacred music and musical elements are concerned, what questions remain unanswered in your mind? Activity number 2. Let's continue discovering the artistic and cultural values of representative music from lowland of Luzon. But before we proceed to the core of the discussion, examine the pictures below. Picture A and Picture B. Can you relate your personal experiences on what you have seen in the pictures? Share your interpretation on what the pictures are trying to tell you. Using a Venn diagram, identify the difference between Picture A and Picture B by listing all the ideas, theme, and concepts that came first in your mind after looking at the picture. Meanwhile, if both pictures convey similar ideas, concepts, themes, messages, and other points of similarities, write those similarities at the middle section of the diagram where the 2 circles intersect. Thank you for sharing and writing your ideas in the Venn diagram. Now, let us further talk about your answers. Kindly answer the following questions. Number 1. What do the pictures tell us about? Number 2. Among the situation or scenarios that have been shown in the pictures, which do you prefer? Picture A or Picture B? Music that is non-religious in nature is called secular music. There are many examples of secular music that became part of the cultural identities of the Philippines, especially in the place where it originated. However, these songs were influenced by Spanish music style because of the Spanish colonization in the Philippines. Since artistry is innate among Filipinos, we created our own version of those music which resulted to its new style and unique cultural values. Let us take a look of Harana and Balitaw. Harana is a Filipino tradition of serenading a woman which derived its rhythmic style from Spanish tango or habanera. Unlike the kundiman, with triple meter, most of the Harana songs were arranged in quadruple meter or 4/4. Knowing the time signature is one way to look on how Harana songs differ from one secular and art music. One of the ways that would identify the difference between Spanish tango and Harana rhythmic styles is by listening on the execution of tempos in the basic rhythmic pattern. A song with slow tempo is somehow described as romantic, melancholic, and lyrical, while a fast tempo is lively, energetic, and vigorous. Harana is a secular music used by young men to express their feelings, sentiments, love, and appreciation to young women by serenading them in their houses. Filipino folks said that if a woman doesn't like the suitor, the woman will not open the window or close the window at all. Balitaw. Balitaw is an extemporaneous exchange of verses between a man and a woman and usually sung in triple meter. This secular music originated in the Visayas region, although some Tagalog version of Balitaw music can also be found in some parts of the central and southern Tagalog regions. A woman may express her message in the final stanza of the song if she willingly accepts a man's suit or proposal for her. Both performers dance while singing. Tagalog version of Balitaw sometimes describe nature, places, or things figuratively, but the inner message will also lead in love and courtship. For activity number 3, compare and contrast the characteristic and elements of the following song, Tubig sa Batisan and Balitaw, in terms of the following: language, theme, rhythm, melody, dynamics, timbre, tempo, and style. And for the assessment, choose your answer inside the box. Write your answer in the space provided before each number. Well done! This means that you can now move on to your next module, Music Quarter 1, Module 6, Secular Music Elements of Polka and Kumintang. Again, open and answer Activity Sheet Week 4, Music Module 5 and Module 6 in Google Classroom. Answer the prepared activities, activity number 1, number 2, number 3, and assessment quiz. Read the directions carefully. Do not forget to click Turn In once you're done answering all the activities. Thank you. and happy learning!